Very good. How did we find that? Working with somebody who, or trying to communicate with somebody who didn't have much communication. How did you find it?
Quite
Okay.
challenging.
Yeah. Why was it challenging?
Basically, you try to engage and then the other person is just ignoring you, right?
Yeah. It's
Or
not what you
did not
normally
want to
expect,
talk,
is
yeah.
it? It's not what you normally expect from somebody. Yeah, that throws you off. Yeah, what about you guys? How
Yeah,
did
it was
you find it?
frustrating. It was frustrating, and you got to constantly remind yourself to, just to keep
To try.
calm and
I know.
keep trying to communicate.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah, try.
patience.
Yeah, it takes a lot of patience.
Lesson in patience.
Takes a lot of patience.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right. Okay, now, I've got another handout to give you, and it's about decision making. Now, we all make decisions, don't we? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's think about how many decisions we might have made this morning.
Oh my goodness me.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
How many do you think,
Hundreds.
Michelle?
Hundreds.
Hundreds of decisions.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Shall I
Even-
get up now? What shall
Yeah.
I eat?
Even not making a decision is a
Is
decision.
making a decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly
Thank
right.
you.
So we make decisions all the time.
Mhm.
So I actually put this together, this information out of various different places of information, and I just kind of brainstormed, or I got all the bits and pieces and put them together. So it's quite an interesting thing, which you can read later, but basically there's just a couple of main things. One of the definitions of decision making is that it defines decision-making process as follows. Decision-making involves the selection of a course of action from among two or more possible alternatives in order to arrive at a solution for a given problem. All right, everybody agree on that?
Mhm.
So in order to make a decision about something, you've got to have a couple options. You've got to have at least two options. Otherwise, you already know what you're going to do. So you've got to have two options, and then you have to kind of weigh it up, don't you?
Yep.
So down at the bottom of the page, which I filled in because when I photocopied it, it didn't have it on there. So we've got decision cannot be taken abruptly. It should follow these steps. So these are the actual steps to decision making. And even though we make decisions all the time, I think we don't usually think about the fact that there are actually steps to take in order
Yeah.
to do it properly. So one is defining the problem, or you might not call it a problem, just a situation. Defining what you've got to decide on. And then you gather information and collect data. Then you're developing and weighing up your options. I mean, this might take place in a split second
Yes.
in your mind, but you're actually going through all these stages, which is pretty amazing when you think about it. And then you're choosing the best possible outcome. Which one am I going to take? Okay, I'm going to go for that one. And then you plan and execute it. So you do it. And then you take follow-up action. So, it might turn into something else. One decision that you make is then probably going to turn into something else that you've got to decide on. I mean, it's kind of an ongoing thing. So it's quite interesting that there's quite a lot about decision making, which is actually something we've never been taught. Well, I certainly was never taught how to make a decision. But I think it's something that would actually be quite useful for everybody to be taught at some stage when they're fairly young. So they know why they're going through different stages and why those different stages are important. And if you skip that stage, then there's probably going to be a problem. If you skip one of those stages, what you decide on will probably end up not being the right choice. So I think that's something that's pretty important for people. So yeah, we talk about the fact that how many decisions we've made just this morning. I mean, we're always making decisions. And so we come back to the supported decision making. Now, in the back of your notes that I gave you, there's a sheet that compares the two different kinds of decision making.
So this
Oh, it's this one, isn't it?
Yeah, so one of them,
one, okay.
so one of them is substituted decision making. And this is generally for a person who needs protection, can be denied legal capacity, so therefore they have to have substituted decision making. This is when someone else is making the decisions, like,
Yes.
you know.
Mm.
Decision-making capacity needs to be assessed in order to be able to determine whether they can make their own decisions. Capacity is fixed, capacity is cognitive, it's directed by somebody else's interests often, and decisions are made independently. Supported decision-making is, as we were talking about, where you have a network of people, usually, or a few anyway, that know you, and they know what you like, and they know what you would probably decide if you were deciding your own, but they're going to give you the choice, and they're going to do it in a language that you understand. That might be pictures, whatever. There's going to be lots of different ways to assist with the supported decision making. Okay, this brings us to our game, which I've been waiting to do with you. It's so much fun. Okay, so, okay, I've given the group over here their two scales, which we're going to be working with in this group as well. So this group over here is already going. They're just not in the way of the camera. And then this one is for you two.
That's interesting.
So what is it? Tell me what it is.
So,
Weighing machine.
Balanced scale.
Yeah,
like a
scale.
balance scale.
It's a scale. All right. So we talked about with decision making how
Thank you.
probably one of the most important things is that you've got to weigh up the options. Okay, how many people learned about pros and cons when they were growing up? Did you learn about pros and cons?
No,
Not really.
Not
You
really?
learn about that as an adult. I
Yeah.
think.
As an adult? Okay,
Yeah.
I've got some sheets, but I can't find mine now, so.
The chips are right there in the bag.
Isn't it good? Oh, yeah, I've got those, yeah. Okay. There was something else here that I'll.
You got a gamble now.
So, yeah, so you need to
Gamble,
weigh
yeah.
up. You need to weigh up your options, and that's a
Mm.
really, really important thing when you're trying to make a decision. So, we're gonna have a bit of a play with this to
Cool.
demonstrate how you go about making decisions. And I think what I'll do is I'll give
From the crowns.
you maybe 4 of each, because we've got all of you people that I've got to separate this amongst. Maybe 2 of those. Okay. And then I'll give you guys those as well. The others already have theirs. They're going to town over to the corner.
I think the chips, crisps. I was looking for salt and vinegar.
Okay, so the red is pros.
Okay.
No, other way around. The
No?
green is pros. So green are the good points about it.
Right.
Red are the bad points about
I'll
it.
put all reds and one green.
Oh.
Is that okay?
No,
Okay.
oh, no, you're sharing them. You're sharing all of them.
Oh,
And the whites are that you really don't know.
okay, so they're in the
Okay.
middle. They're sitting on the fence.
Yeah, they're sitting on the
Yeah.
fence, yeah. So this game is called Weighing Up Options. So it's a game to explore the weighing up of pros and cons in considering an option. So I've done some of the prep where you write down on a piece of paper, and I've put pictures with it, some options for that you need to make decisions about. Okay, so you could make this suit just you, maybe you and your family would do it. You're trying to weigh up options of what to buy or which holiday to go on, but I've just done some generic ones for us to practice with today. So basically you need a set of scales that work. You need something that weighs exactly the same. And so all 10-cent pieces or all 50-cent pieces or whatever, I've chosen poker chips. And then as you come up with a pro or a con, you're going to put them into the basket. So one basket will be your pro, things that are good about this
Pros.
option, and the other one's going to be your cons,
Cons.
things that are against it, against that decision.
Yep.
All right, and I guess the white ones, let me think now, how did I have that? Maybe we'll just keep them out separate. Okay, so I'm going to give you, oh, here they are. I'm going to give you each a pros and cons sheet. So when you know what your thing is that you're making a decision about, you will write that on the top. Okay. And And then maybe the person with you can write out the pros and cons for you as you're actually doing them, so that's good for time efficiency. Does everybody have a pen?
Nope.
Do you have one, Michelle?
No, I don't.
I do. Okay.
I'll get
They
yours.
took mine.
Okay, well, you actually only need one, because you're gonna be
Okay.
sharing. So you're gonna take turns doing this, only one person does it at a time. So I'm gonna shuffle up these options that I've created for, just generic for whatever, and let you, without seeing what they are, Howard was gonna have a hat, but I forgot to bring a hat. Okay, would you like to choose one? And that's gonna be your thing that you have to weigh up. You can talk to Dave about it. Okay, which one of you wants to go first? Wayne?
So I want to do independent.
Okay, so that's your option that you've got to weigh up.
Couple there.
Yes.
Yeah, and Michelle will write them down for you.
Yes.
Okay, what have you got?
Okay, so who's gonna be the one
Just a
doing the
volunteer
weighing
work.
up?
Do
Okay.
anything, whatever.
You.
Okay, so Dave, can you write down, this can be hers, can you write down what the question is?
Okay,
And then what, the things she comes up with for pros and cons, you'll write them out for her.
Oh, I see. So I
Yeah.
have to think why to be more.
That's
You
right,
gotta
you gotta
write
think,
them
do
down,
I wanna
no,
do
you're
that?
gonna,
Or do
we,
I
you're
not wanna
gonna
do
tell
it?
me what you
Okay, so
want.
if you think,
Oh,
oh,
okay,
because
there's some
that would be good if
do
you blah,
anything.
blah, then you put a chip in and he writes that down.
Serious.
And then, yeah, so, and then at the end, you see which scale is down the most.
Hmm.
And that's probably
Okay,
where you
let's
wanna
have a
make
look.
your decision. Okay, you got it? You guys got it?
Yeah,
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you've written down what it is, and then you look at, so what is yours? This one?
Yeah.
Would I like to do some volunteer work? If I could do anything, you don't have, actually you don't have to think about those other things, let's just look at, do I wanna do some volunteer work? What are the good
Oh.
things about it? What are the things that aren't so good about
pros.
it? So what are the things that are positive about doing
And she
volunteer
writes
work?
down the pros and
And
cons.
she writes it down for you, cause you're too busy thinking,
So,
okay,
okay?
Ah.
You need to rely on
Alright.
your family.
alright,
Get more people, meet more people.
pro, meet new people.
How are you guys going over here? Alright, you got how many pros
Scared of people.
and how many cons?
Pardon?
Oh, good,
Scared of people.
that's a great decision.
I could just.
Alright. Yep, that's
take
good, John.
myself out if I want to maybe go shopping.
I learn new skills.
I was just gonna say that.
Go shopping on your own.
Yep, you can have all
I
pros.
think pros,
Yeah.
that's the right one, right?
Yeah, whichever one weighs the most at the end is probably your decision,
It
so.
increases my learning skills. No?
You've already got learn new skills.
I'll learn new
What do you
skills.
think if I was
Um,
more independent?
Meet new people.
The pros, go shopping on your own, family.
I get out
I
of
think
the
yeah,
household
it's
more.
mobile as well. Can go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
More mobility.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I could make more decisions on
Yes.
my own.
Yeah.
Without relying on someone else.
Long decisions. Then pros.
Do you think if it
Takes
was
time away from family.
cons?
Cons, family.
Do you think of any of that would be harmful if I was more independent?
I think it's just depending on your situation as well.
Well, it's- It's
Like
3 to
my
2,
dad.
so I guess your decision is you're gonna do volunteer work.
Yeah, so
Okay.
he cannot
Alright.
go everywhere himself.
Yes,
So in other words, I think he has to be more dependent
yeah,
to somebody else. So I think it's just depending on what sort of
Yes.
situation
yeah.
you are.
So, and because I have physical disability, but
What about?
I'm still very mobile.
Yeah.
So I don't need quite as much care
That's a novel
as
approach.
someone else.
Maybe it may not require
Right,
the course.
decision made.
Uh,
Okay, so what was your, how what was your decision that you
Volunteer.
needed to make?
We're gonna volunteer.
He's going
Okay.
to do volunteer work.
Oh, great, look at that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So see you guys, this is how these guys,
Oh, yeah.
how they turned out. Pros of doing volunteer work and cons.
Yep.
And the pros won out, so that's great. So now can you guys swap around? Just empty the thing and I'll give you a different.
Okay.
one.
Not yet. We have not explored
If
much.
it's, I don't think there's the same one, but
Okay. I like that little one there.
Okay.
Okay.
How are you guys going? Did you finish?
Yes.
So
Do I
who-
want
what
to
was the
make more
decision?
friends?
Yes.
The pros.
Yeah.
Pros, yeah.
I can't keep up with
Oh, all about being independent. Oh,
yeah.
good. Okay, great. Okay, now it's your
pros
turn,
to
Dave.
making you more friends.
So you're gonna write down these things, and they can, you guys can just take it on home.
Oh yes, of course I want to travel overseas.
So there you go, that's your question. What's yours, Michelle?
Oh, do I want to make more
Yes, the
friends?
pros.
Okay, do you have time to make more friends? Well, that's part of your decision making.
Okay, so that's
Okay.
a con.
If you've got enough money to save.
Oh yes, that's the cons. So I don't want to
Con,
pay
I
much.
don't
I want a cheap holiday for overseas.
Don't we all?
Is that a pro?
That's the cons. Don't
Pros.
budget.
I can always
Too
learn new
budgeted,
things
maybe.
from new people.
Don't have to save a lot. That's the cons. I think the pros, experience other culture and other country.
Need what? I need money to go out. So I'd have to work more. Is that a pro or a con?
Yes, you have to weigh that up as well. There's a lot to weigh up when you make decisions.
And then I want to the cons have to take leave from work. Maybe
Work to
not
make money.
not enough
Oh.
leave maybe.
So I said
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
This one's looking interesting over here with the red ones being more. Oh, same on this side. Oh. Good. Tough, isn't it?
It is.
You guys are doing great.
To travel with my little kids. Too many
Is that a
luggages.
pro or con?
Good
Oh,
experience.
let's go on the other
Yeah.
side again.
It
Oh,
is,
yeah.
yeah.
That's a
both
pro.
pros.
Okay, put the chips in, Dave, if you made that decision.
Process.
Yeah.
Need the security of the house. Is that what it says? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Decision made.
Yep, okay, so what was yours?
You're not making any more
I'm not
friends.
making any more friends.
So you had to decide if you wanted to make more friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Just-
what
I
did
can't
you
keep up
find?
with it. Well, I can't keep up with the friends I've got
I
now.
know,
Yes,
absolutely.
I'd have to work more
Time.
to get the money to
Yeah.
go out to meet the people anyway.
Then we're security of the house.
And then
Yeah.
the security of the house, you
Yeah.
know, like when I've got.
Exposing yourself more.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of it is time though, isn't it?
It
It is
is.
a sign though.
Very
Time
much
is a
so.
big one.
Time.
Okay, what did you guys,
That
are you
was fun.
finished?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so you're doing whatever what was your situation?
I want to travel overseas.
Thanks,
I want to take a picture. It's like
Okay.
I want to go to Japan,
That
so
was
this
well
is
done.
fine.
It's a good
So,
sign.
oh,
isn't
no.
it?
Okay.
Sign.
So Dave got, do I want to travel overseas? And he not obviously, he has chosen yes, he does. And
Yeah.
in fact, the picture that I chose for it was actually where he wants to go. That's
Japan.
Japan.
Oh,
So
awesome.
it's a sign, bro. It's a sign.
It's a sign, you have to go
Yeah.
to
It
Japan.
is.
Is that big
Yeah.
bakeries over there?
True.
These are some of the other options that I had. I know we don't have time to do any more, but this one is, would I want to try changing my hair color just for fun? Shall I plan a social outing for friends? Who would I invite? Would it be useful to do some life future planning? Why? Should I eat McDonald's burgers for dinner every night?
Oh, God, no.
Oh.
On hot days, would I want to go running?
No.
No.
Do I want a mobile phone?
Yes.
Would I like to
Yeah.
lose some kilos?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Everyone wants to
Do
do
I
that.
want to learn a new skill? Should I get a job? Should I get a dog?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I should have got that one.
So, this is the kind of thing you can do, and it's actually really good exercise, even working with your
Yeah.
family
It is,
for trying to make decisions. So it's
Yeah.
not a bad little.
do they
So I'll just collect
give
those.
you
Thank
the,
you.
pictures?
No, I just go through Google Images,
Oh, yeah.
think of some ideas,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to just build on that.
That's a great
Yeah.
idea. It's well done.
So give each other the pro and con list of, to the person who actually did it, so they can take it home and share it with their families. All right, that was really good. Thank you for participating so much, so well, and, you know, because I know when I told you guys we were gonna play a game, I think you might have thought, what is she on about? So thanks for participating, that
And
made
the
it.
other group, huh?
The
They
other,
do
the other
really
group
well.
have done it,
Yeah.
and what did you guys find? Oh, yeah, so some of them got positive and negative,
Yeah.
so they had a good time with that
Yeah.
too, but the camera's just not swiveling around to show those people, unfortunately. Okay, so do you know what, we're already at the end of our session, believe it or not.
Oh, that went fast.
I know, so, I just wanted to, again, just give a bit of a brief overview of what we've covered today. So we've covered the indicators of abuse and neglect. We've talked about self-determination and, supported decision-making. That's what we've done today. And we've played a game, and that's something that anybody can do at home as long as you've got some scales. Next week, we're going to further explore cultural diversity. We're going to review, and also, next week's kind of a big week,
Yeah.
because we're doing a big review of everything, as it's actually our last week next week.
Oh.
So we're going to be reviewing everything that we have covered, and then I'm also going to be giving out some feedback on course content and delivering a bit more information about LNN, so language, literacy, and numeracy. We're going to talk about that, and how that is relevant in a training environment. And we're going to do some assessments next week, but they'll just be practical and they should be enjoyable for everybody. So, thank you for coming. I hope everybody got something out of today. Does anybody have any questions? No?
Right.
Everything's pretty good?
Yep.
Oh, some,
Right
no,
on
no.
time.
they haven't
And you got your
them.
handouts,
Yes.
so
Yes,
have a
thank
look
you.
through. Obviously, we didn't have time to actually read through them today, but you'll be able to take them home and it will be refresher. Oh, homework. Oh, yes.
Oh.
Done it,
Good
homework,
for the
all right.
homework.
Uh-oh.
Okay, oh no, it's what we actually already did.
Hmm.
I'm gonna do that one. Okay, I'm gonna give you, chapter 3 to read
Yeah.
in the textbook. And then I just want you to give me a bit of an overview of, the main highlights that you have found in the course so far. Just write down, type out what your main highlights are that have stuck with you through the course.
Yeah.
So it's easy homework.
Yay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Lisa, it really does make you think. So
Yeah.
when you think that, you know, education,
Yes,
and that's what this has all been about,
it
isn't it?
is, isn't
Yeah.
it?
For all of us.
Learning
I
what's
think.
happening out there,
Yeah.
learning what other people are going through,
Mm.
and trying to
Yes.
adapt things to make it easier
Yeah.
for them. Yeah, that's right, Kay, thanks for that.
Excellent.
And how about you, that group
Yeah.
over there? You going okay? Yep, everybody's finished. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming, both sides of the room,
Thank
and,
you.
Thank you.
Thank
we'll
you.
see you next week.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay,
Miss Moore.
bye.